So to begin this makeup, I have applied a bald cap and glued down my brows off camera and completely covered my brows with concealer. I didn't film doing a bald cap because, well, as you can see, I've done a very shitty job of applying it. And I wasn't 100% sure if it was actually going to work, so there's a lot better tutorials online, so I would suggest looking at that. And then I'm going to apply a little bit of a darker base, so I'm using my Myuu Paradise paint for that. The main color that I was focusing on was the brown from the Tropical palette, and I'm going to begin to map out everything that I am going to fill in later with a bit of design. So starting with the mouth, as you can see, I had to wipe away some of it because I made it a little bit too wide for my liking. We're going to map out the eye, and if you look at reference photos of Nemesis, one of his eyes is kind of stapled shut, so I'm gonna try to recreate that without using prosthetics. And you can ignore this part in the center of my face because I actually changed the location of where it is later on. But basically what I'm doing here is stenciling out the staples and then adding little ridges along the sides of the skin. This can be a rough draft, so if you make any mistakes, it's fine. You can always go over it with a bit of paint, which is what I end up doing. And to create more of a dimpled effect so the staples look like they're pulling the skin, I'm going to draw 4 lines going out of the staple and then go back and add a little bit more black to add some shading. Next, we're going to map out the teeth. He has very, very large teeth and they're not really even at all, so you can make them a little bit jagged. Next, you want to fill in all of the teeth using a white body paint. And once you've got all the teeth filled in, we're going to fill in the rest of the mouth with red body paint. Taking the same red body paint, we're going to fill in the eye and also all the areas along the head and like the fucked up areas. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Again, you can kind of ignore this part right here because I decided once I closed my eye that it was not going to work the way that I wanted to, so I sort of erased it like so. Now you're going to apply some of that body paint that you'd applied to the rest of the face, down the neck, shoulders, anywhere that's going to be exposed. You can also place some of that along the ears as well. So the great thing about this look is that it can be a little bit patchy and messy, so if you do make any mistakes and you need to go over it with body paint, that is totally cool. I would highly suggest closing your eye and opening it so you can kind of see where the paint would sit and all that good stuff. Now that we have all of that filled in, we are going to fill in our staples using a gray body paint, and you want to apply this in the skinniest part of the wound. I hope that makes sense. I'm really not the best at explaining things, so sorry for that. Now you're going to take a little bit of a black eyeshadow here to sort of map everything out, and then once you've got that down, we're going to take some black body paint and outline all the staples, wound. You can also outline the eye and the mouth. Looking at my reference photo of Nemesis, he has these ridges in his gums. He doesn't have a nose or anything like that, so I'm going to try my very best to hide my nose, and we're going to shade some brown eyeshadow into the corners there, and also these lines going down the nose. And I'm going to add a little bit more of a black eyeshadow just to give it a bit more depth and dimension. Next, we're going to outline the teeth using a black body paint. So I filled in the rest of my teeth with a bit of a brown and yellow mix, so it looks a little bit more grungy. And I added a bit of a highlight too, so I used a little bit of a white body paint in the gum areas. Now using my black body paint, I'm going to add some more texture to the skin, so more wrinkles and all that stuff. For shading, I'm going to take a brown eyeshadow and apply it to a few of those areas that I have just marked out. I'm going to add more streaks going down the face to give kind of almost like a zombie-like texture to the skin. Now, looking at his neck, there was no way in hell I was going to be able to pull all that off, so I kind of changed this area up a little bit. So I'm adding a bunch of random wounds throughout my chest area. So adding a bit of a red body paint first and then taking a black to outline. And if you watched my Attack on Titan / Female Titan makeup tutorial, it's the same kind of technique that I'm doing with the striations throughout the muscles. To give more of a highlight to those areas, I'm taking a white body paint and applying it to the center part of the wounds. Taking a brown eyeshadow here, I'm just going to add these random little streaks so it gives it a little bit more texture throughout the skin. And that completes the look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!